I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I thought it would be helpful to share the soap that I like to use to wash my sponge. I do wash my sponge every single morning when I dampen it, and I like to use this little, it's like the medium size from Wet n Wild. It's like in this carrot packaging. I like the point in here to really get in the inner corner with concealer, and then it just pounces out foundation really well. But this is the sponge that I've been using for quite some time, or this particular kind of sponge, and I like to use the Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter soap. This particular one has got the frankincense and myrrh in it, but I think that it does a really good job of kind of removing excess product, and I'm somebody who likes to, again, wash my sponge every time that I dampen it. I like to have it as clean as I can get it when I go to put my foundation on, so I just wanted to mention that. Shea Moisture also makes my favorite soaps for cleaning brushes. I like to use the bar soaps. I like to use the Black African soap probably the most for washing brushes. It does a really good job of breaking down product in the bristles without like stripping, especially natural bristle brushes. So I just really like the Shea Moisture brand soaps in general to both clean sponges and also makeup brushes. So I thought I would mention this. And then I picked up the Colourpop Pretty Fresh pressed face powder, which is a new product from Colourpop. It's got 0.30 ounces of product in there, and I got the lightest one in Fair 01. So this is the box packaging, and it says on the back here, which I thought was kind of cool, it's infused with sunflower seed extract and cucumber fruit extract to keep skin hydrated, soft, and healthy looking. And I have got a dry skin type, so that kind of intrigued me with this powder. So this is actually the powder that I have on my face today to set my foundation. I've got the number 7 Protect and Perfect Cool Vanilla on, and I set it with this powder, and I really like the finish on the skin. I think it looks super pretty. And today I didn't use a bronzer. I just went in with the Baccio Bouquet contour powder from Flower Nose, which I've really been enjoying, but I think that the combination of this lighter powder and just the contour without no bronzer, I look quite pale. So I could probably actually get a shade down from this guy. I do think that this powder lightened up my skin a little bit, is kind of what I'm trying to say. Normally the number 7 foundation in Cool Vanilla kind of is my perfect winter match, and it doesn't set down quite this light, so I know it's kind of the powder, but I really like the finish on the skin. So 2 things, use a bronzer next time when I set with this particular shade, and then the other thing is I'm probably going to go ahead and pick up the next shade down from this, because again, I think that the finish on the skin looks really pretty, and it doesn't like make my skin feel tight or super dry either, which I also really like. So I've been enjoying this guy. This is the compact that it comes in, and there is a little sponge in there, and then there's a little hole on the back too, which was kind of intriguing to me. So of course I popped something in there, and this is magnetized inside of the palette. So if you want to take the powder out, you can pop something in the back or grab a magnet and pull the pan out. I did pull it out with a magnet earlier, but that kind of makes it a little bit versatile, because when I travel I like to pull a pressed powder out of a compact and put it in like a all-in-one face palette. So I'm kind of excited that it's magnetized in there, but again, really like the finish on the skin with this guy. This is Fair 01 again, and I'll just go ahead and swatch it. I need to wipe my hand off. So it's pretty light, and I don't feel like on my skin it pulls like too orange or too pink or anything. I think it's just kind of a neutral shade of powder. So that is the Pretty Fresh pressed face powder Fair 01 from Colourpop. I also purchased the new Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. This has got 0.12 fluid ounces in there, and I've got the shade Light 2 with the cool undertone. This guy is made in Canada. I got it at Ulta. So that's the box packaging, and then here is the actual packaging. It's got a doe foot applicator in there, and it's got a nice tone. Like, it blended out so nicely on my skin, very seamless. I would say it's got a medium coverage, and again, it did blend out really nice on the skin, and it was a nice match for me too. The first time that I wore it, I was just like, something looks off. Like, I didn't care for, I thought it was like my makeup that day. So I didn't use it for a couple days, and then I tried it again with my favorite setting powder from Flower Nose, the pressed one, which the first time I used it, I used the loose version. And same thing, I just did not like how my under eyes looked. So the next time that I wore it, I kind of paid attention a little bit more, and my skin almost looked like dehydrated. Like, like it was like constricting my skin a little bit. So I think that it's just not hydrating enough for me, or either the dry down, like when it dries down, it kind of constricts. It does say that this has got hyaluronic acid, infused with hyaluronic acid in there, and it's a radiant finish is what it says. But for me, it's just not creamy enough, and something about the dry down just does not look cute underneath my eyes. So for that reason in particular, just the way that the texture of the skin looks with this concealer, I'm not crazy about it. If you have a little bit maybe not so dry under eye, I think that maybe you'll like it, because again, it went on really nice and it blended out super nice. It's really thin. But it's something about the dry down on my skin that I didn't like. I think it might be a better one for kind of face concealing as opposed to underneath the eye. I just didn't care for it underneath the eyes. So that is the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer in light number 2. Another Morphe product that I do really like is this 35T Sweetest Tea eyeshadow palette. It's their latest launch. It's very Valentine's Day kind of looking. Like, out of all the Valentine's Day palettes that have come out, this is a very affordable version with a lot of shades in there, and they work really nicely. I've gotten along with the last few Morphe shadow palettes that I purchased really well. There's an astronomical amount of product in here, 41 grams or 1.44 ounces across 35 shades. And then this guy here is made in China, and then inside the cardboard box, the keeper for it is also a cardboard. But I also thought it was nice that they include inside of the palette, as opposed to having that plastic sheeting that they normally do, they now use a really like thin paper. So that's kind of nice. And then they also print the names inside the palette, which I also really like. I had to look for a minute, but I found the paper that was in there. This is what it looks like as opposed to having a plastic. That's what was inside. I wore this palette yesterday. I got along with the formulation really well. I wanted to just use this palette. I had an inkling that like the lighter shades that I use, like My Bestie and Sugar Me, were going to be a little bit too mid-tone for me to kind of really brighten up, and they were. If I could change one thing, it would be that there were some lighter like brow bone matte shades and then also some lighter shimmers. Because there are so many shades in a palette like this, I feel like they could have done that. That aside, I really like the quality of the shadows in here. The look that I did too, I didn't mind it. I wished for something a little brighter in the inner corner, but I resisted and didn't bring in something lighter. But I still really like the look. So let me swatch a few of these for you guys. If you guys are looking for a Valentine's Day palette, this is a nice one, and you get a lot of shades, and the quality is pretty darn good. I wore this really pretty like pink shade right here on the lid, and it was really nice. Do a couple more of these shimmer shades. Some of the past Morphe palettes that I got along with really well, I had to kind of jab my brush into that formulation to pick them up. I found these ones to be softer. So I think that they're getting a little bit better about being kind of like that. They're a little bit softer formula, a little bit easier to pick up on a brush. But there are some of the shimmers right there. I think I got a matte in there, but let's swatch some of these other shades too. Mattes blended out really nice. They have nice pigmentation to them. I was quite impressed with this one. I want to get some of these lighter shades in there as well. And these are all mattes too. My mom actually picked this palette up too, and she really likes it as well. But let me... So there are, what, 16? I think I got 16 swatches on there. And that is the Morphe Sweetest Tea 35T eyeshadow palette. And it is quite nice. Next up, I placed an order on the Chantecaille website for 2 pieces from their latest Giraffe collection. I love to pick up pieces from their collections like this that donate a portion of the proceeds to different foundations that help support the animals that are kind of on the packaging. So this one goes to the Giraffe Conservation Foundation. And I got one of their lip cheeks, which this formula is absolutely stunning. I've yet to get a shade that was like my daily wear, so I was hoping this was going to be it, and it is. It's a really easy to wear nude shade. I got the shade Jasmine. It could have been a little bit lighter, but I can make this work. Like, I've got it on right now, but I've mixed it in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in Tease, which is kind of a nude pink, just because my skin was so like pale looking from not using the bronzer and then also the Colourpop powder. I didn't want my lip to look that dark, so I did mix this with that. But that's where the shine is kind of coming from, is from this right here. So this is the Lip Chic in the shade Jasmine. I'm tempted to get one of the pinker ones too. I just can't tell like if it's going to be too close to a shade that I already have, but this formulation of the Lip Cheeks is so, so nice. It's got a beautiful shine to it, but it's not too slicky. It doesn't like move all over the lips. It's a wonderful formula. Like, it looks like I put a lip gloss on. It's very substantial while being really, really shiny. So let me swatch Jasmine. Here, let me show you the packaging first. So this one has got a gold hint to it. The other two have a slightly different color to it. And then there's the giraffe on the cap. And then it does say a Chantecaille right there, and these are magnetic. So this again is the shade Jasmine. And it's a really pretty warm nude shade. I love the glossiness of the lip cheeks. And there's a total of 0.09 ounces of product, and these are made in Italy. And then I also got the quad. I absolutely love the packaging on this. So on the front it says 0.07 ounces times 4 shades. So that kind of indicates that each shade is 0.07 ounces, which they have to be pretty deep pans for them to be that small with that much product in them. So I'm hoping that they go quite deep, because I love this quad. Like, I knew I was gonna like it, but I didn't know I was going to love it as much as I do. It is a neutral quad, which you guys know I wear some bright colors. And I got compliments when I wore this, and the shines on these, like the shimmery shades, are so, so pretty. So this is the Giraffe Eye Quartet. This again has got 4 shades in it, and this one here is also made in Italy. So that is the box packaging right there. And that is what the back looks like, and then you have a little leaflet that always comes in there too with information pertaining to kind of where they donate the proceeds and stuff like that. So here is the actual packaging. It's much like their hummingbird ones that they did. It's got a plastic, a thicker plastic overlay with an image kind of underneath it. And then there's a mirror in there, and then here are your 4 shades. You have got one matte eyeshadow, which is this one right here. And then this shade here is kind of a metallic-y satin shade. It's got, I don't want to say a black undertone, but it's the undertone of that shadow is deeper than it like looks with the shiny part. So I use this in the crease. I blend it out with this guy. I put this one underneath the brow and on the inner portion of the lid, and then this one on the majority of the center of the lid. So, so pretty. These 2 shades here are very sparkly, very shiny. They're very smooth. I think a lot of the times glitters are kind of getting mistaken with like mica particles. I feel like the particles in here are more a mica than they are like a glitter, an actual glitter piece. So they're really smooth and really, really sparkly. I had hardly any fallout when I used this. And again, the look turned out super pretty. And it's a standalone for me. You can see the pan sizes are quite small, and again, for 0.07 ounces to be in there, the pans should be pretty deep, which I hope that they are, because I really like this a lot. Wait till you see this shade. It is so, so pretty. It almost looks kind of wet, but there's still like pigmentation to it with this beautiful, beautiful shine. Let me buff this one out a little bit more. And this was deep enough for me in the crease, but I could see where some people might want an even deeper shade to kind of add some depth in that crease area, because that's borderline just deep enough for me for all-in-one kind of eye look for how I like to do shadow. But those are the swatches right there, and I really like this little guy. So that's the Giraffe Eye Quartet from Chantecaille right there, along with the Lip Chic. And then one of you guys let me know that the Tom Ford Bitter Peach collection was available on Sephora. So I went ahead and I got the Eye Color Quad in BP01 Pelle de Piche. And I also got the Lip Color Matte in Cherie BP01. So these are the boxes for each of them. And then I'll read you the details on the products here. There's 0.21 ounces of total product in the Eye Color Quad, and this guy is made in Italy, naturally. It's baked gelée. The Chantecaille is not baked gelée. That's like a standard or a more powder standard type of eyeshadow formula. This is a baked gelée formulation. If I'm not mistaken, they actually came out with 2 quads in this collection, but the other shade they call Suspicion. So that is actually part of a quad that they released, or I think it's part of their permanent range, which I really do like that quad. It's also a baked gelée, but it's not quite the same formulation as this one. But anyway, I got the Belle de Piche quad, and the packaging on this one is peach, which I think is super cool, and it's got like this red metallic bottom to it. Now, I do gotta say, I have not worn the quad just yet because I just got it. I did try on the lipstick, so I got a kind of an idea of the formulation of that. But I wanted to swatch these because I have an inkling that they might sell out relatively quickly, and they're still in stock on the Sephora website. So at least you guys can get some swatches if it was something that you were kind of wondering about picking up to see if you'd like it or not. So this does come in a little peach suede kind of feeling pouch. And then they've got your little applicators that I do not use. And then here are your 4 shadows. So the shadows in here, I would call them all like satins. They're not like flat mattes. There's a definite sheen to them. And then this baked gelée formula feels, I don't want to say like sticky, but there's a little bit more grip there. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a little bit more grip, I feel, to these, the way that these feel. They're not quite like super powdery, or they don't feel really dry. It's a little bit of a thicker, grippier baked gelée formulation, which is kind of a new formulation that I've ever felt in a Tom Ford quad, especially their either wet, dry, or baked gelée formulation. So this for me is the first I've tried like this from Tom Ford. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some swatches here, and hopefully you can see whether or not it's something that you can like. Based off the swatches, I will be bringing in probably something like super shiny for the lid and whatnot when I use this. But it's definitely very peach. And it's not a standalone for me. Again, this is definitely a pairing palette for me. I can tell by the depth of this one that I can make that work for being the deep shade in my crease. But it's not like super, super deep by any means. But they feel really smooth, and I think that you can see in the swatches there that little bit of like a satin sheen that they have to them. So because of that like slight grip, I feel like they're gonna blend out like really seamlessly. So that there is the Tom Ford Belle de Piche quad right there. And then the lipstick again is Cherie. There's 0.1 ounces or 3 grams of product in the lipstick, and this is made in Belgium. So I got, again, the lighter of the 2 that I saw that were available, and it's got that pretty peach packaging. The newer Tom Ford lip products, I haven't had turn or have that strange smell that some of the older ones had. I went like a pretty long spell without purchasing any Tom Ford lip products because I had some that were not old at all that just turned really fast, and I think it had something to do with the nut butters that he was using in the formula at that time. And because of my experience with the newer ones, I believe the formula has changed, so I did go ahead and get this lipstick. So this is one of their mattes, and it's definitely a silicone formulation, but it's still substantial. So it's not like slippy all over the lips. Like it kind of stays in place decently, where some that are really silicone-y mattes, they feel really comfortable on the lips, but they're so slippy that they like move, or you can see like lines in them if you were to like mush your lips together and stuff like that. When they're too slicky, I'm not crazy about them. This one's a little bit more substantial than that, and I can wear it comfortably. I didn't find that it dried out my lips for the length of time that I wore it, which was about 5 or 6 hours, and I didn't apply it or anything, but it felt decent on the lips for me. So this is, again, Cherie. I was hoping that it was going to be a little bit lighter, but it is kind of a mid-tone nude for me. And I'm going to swatch it next to Charlotte Tilbury's Kim KW, because I just feel like that's a really good one to compare tones and like the depth of the lipstick for you guys, because it's such a popular shade and you guys see me wear it all the time. So here is Kim KW next to the Tom Ford Cherie shade. So you can definitely see just how much deeper that is. It's definitely a mid-tone nude pink. It's got a pink undertone to it, I think, as opposed to like a peach one. But that is the Lip Color Matte in Cherie from Tom Ford right there. And then next up, the Indie Brand Sugar Drizzle came out with a new eyeshadow palette, some new little single shadows that I love from them, and also they restocked some of their stuff and came out with new like little liquid shadows. I'm not sure exactly what the name of these are, and I just got two right off the bat because I didn't know, you know, how much I would like them. And then I was kind of kicking myself because I was like, oh, I wish I would have just bought the bundle, the two bundles that were available with all of the shades, because these are so beautiful. At the same time though, I'm like, I really did get two good shades that are quite versatile, and it's probably for the best that I kind of see how long these last in the packaging before I go all out and buy every shade. But these are stunning. These are what I was hoping the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames would be like. These are what I was hoping those would be like. I didn't get along with the Twin Flames from Danessa Myricks very well. I was expecting so much more from those, and they didn't go on as toppers really well. They didn't go on by themselves really well. They just weren't my favorite. These go on by themselves really well, and they also make a beautiful, beautiful toppers. And they have different adjusting undertones, and they're really multifaceted. So like kind of the shine that you get from them will almost depend on what's underneath them. So it makes them really interesting, especially with some of their kind of duochrome shades that they have in their shadows and stuff. So I really love these. I don't like to wear them by themselves, although very, very pretty. They have a pretty strong dry down, and my lids are just a little bit too dry for that type of a dry down, but they make absolutely beautiful toppers for me. So if you have a drier eyelid, you might really like this formulation, but wait till you see how beautiful these are. So I got the shade Bubblegum Ice Cream, which looks like a pink. And again, these are so multifaceted. Like you can see green, purple, a little bit of blue in there, and it really shifts depending on what you put it over. Yeah, and when I first swatched these, I was like, oh, I should have got them all. Because I want to say there's like 10 or 12 of them available. So anyway, that's Bubblegum Ice Cream right there. It is so beautiful. Like so pretty. And I just tap some over whatever's on my lid, and it just adds this extra dimension that's stunning. And then the other shade that I got is Blue Raspberry Punch, which looks like a blue, but this also has like a gold, a green, a little bit of purpley pink in it. It's just so pretty. I've actually got a little bit of this guy tapped on the inner portion of my lid today over one of their shiny shades. And again, it just adds that extra sparkle with the multifaceted kind of colors to it. So this one here is called Blue Raspberry Punch, and they are sold out of a lot of their stuff again, but if you follow them on Instagram, they do tell you when they're doing restocks and whatnot. Look at how pretty these are. They're so pretty. And they tap over as toppers super well. And then they released two new single shadows, which are like these ones right here. These are magnetized inside of the little compact. There is a cat trying to do naughty things. The first 6 that I purchased, I actually depotted into this magnetic palette, but it's these guys right here. And I'm not 100% sure where Sugar Drizzle products are made. Typically when products don't indicate exactly where they're made, it's a PRC thing, so that's where I'm guessing that these are made as well, but that doesn't change how beautiful the products are at all. They're stunning. So that really shiny shade that you see on my lid is the shade Sugar Water, which is this guy right here. Give you some swatches. It kind of has a little bit of a putty texture to it, so I kind of wiggle my brush back and forth to get it to pick up. Look at how beautiful it is though. And it looks green, and then it looks blue, and then it kind of looks silver. It's so pretty. Let me get a little more here. You guys hear those birds? It's like 40 degrees out today, and I had to crack the window because it's too hot in here. So that one right there is Sugar Water. And the other shade is called Sugar Berries. Oof, and this is stunning as well. I feel like the two like shadows that I got coincide with the liquid shadows really well. But this is Sugar Berries. And it kind of looks greeny gold right there, but it has a pink undertone to it. Just really, really beautiful. So that one is Sugar Berries right there. I also got their mini glow cube palette. This is the 9-pan iridescent white color. I got both of them. This is the white based one where the shifts in each one of these is like a different tone. So like it shifts blue or yellow or gold or what have you. But these are amazing kind of highlight shades to work with, like these kind of shadows. So I do have just a dash of this center shade on the inner portion of my lid today. But let me give you guys some swatches of this. Again, it doesn't indicate how much product is in here or where it's made, so I can't give you that information. But these are really beautiful too. Like some of the sparkle of some of these give me kind of Cliona vibes, Cliona eyeshadows. And this guy. Hopefully you can see kind of the different undertones that these have. And putting these over deeper shadows is fun too. And then this last one. So that one right there is the iridescent mini glow cube palette. And then I also got their mini Mermaid glow cube palette. So this one's got a little more color to it. Same kind of idea with that really kind of pretty sparkle and a little bit of translucency to it, but these ones have more color to them. And I'll put those right here. And then these next ones. And I like to pack shades like these in both of these little cubes directly over primer. And that's kind of where they really shine. And then this last one. Right there. So that guy is the Mini Mermaid Glow Cube palette right there. It does have more pigmentation to it, but it still has that kind of translucency as well. And then lastly from Sugar Drizzle, I got their Be the Flawed, Quirky, Unique, Beautiful, and Magical Person That You Are palette. I'm just going to call it the Butterfly palette. I'm not sure if it's officially called what it says on like the cover or what, but I got their newest palette with the butterfly on there, and this does come with a sleeve on there. Again, it doesn't say how much product is in there or where it is made. And then here are your 9 shadows in here, and that there is a mirror in there as well. I really wish that these were magnetized because that would be super fun to mix with their single shadows as well. But I wore this too. This is beautiful. This was such a pretty look. Paired it with the 2 new single shadows that I got, and oh, it was so pretty. This shade right here is a really beautiful, like dual multi-chrome, dual chrome. It's got like a black base to it, but it was really pretty in the crease, and I blended it out. I think with the beautiful shade right here, it was stunning. And then these 2 shades, oh gosh, really, really pretty. This is that particular formulation that I love, and quite a few indie brands have got it, but it's a stunning, stunning formulation. Look at that shine. So pretty. And these next guys, and these have pigmentation to them. They blend out really well. They look really pretty. I've got minimal fallout. I just really like them a lot. Yeah, and this one here, because the tones are mid-tone or deeper, it's not quite a standalone for me, so I do like to pair it with other kind of brighter shades. But the colors in here are stunning. This is another one of those shades that kind of has that blacker base to it, so the more that you blend out kind of a shade like this, the darker it gets, like, or the more you can see there, the black base in it. So typically when I use those shades, I try to pack them on mostly and do minimal blending with them. I just get the best result with it like that. So there are the swatches for the Sugar Drizzle Butterfly palette. And I really like it, like these shinies. Oh. I also purchased the new Sydney Grace Be Mine eyeshadow palette. And I ordered it right when it launched on their website. And I got it like the 2 days later, and I was so confused because I had tracked it and it said it was going to be here on like a Thursday or something, and I got this on a Tuesday. And I was like, no, wait. That was way too fast. And I was like, oh, they sent it to me in PR. So they did send this to me in PR. I just didn't know. So I purchased it as well. But my mom loves the color story in this one. So I gave her the other one. So it worked out good. This palette is made in the USA and there's 27 grams of product in here. And a huge thank you to Sydney Grace for sending over one of the palettes in PR. But they sent me and I purchased the light version. There are two versions of this, a light and a dark, which I think is really cool that they do that. So they substitute some of their shades with deeper versions for the dark palette. So this is what she looks like. It's a cardboard packaging with a magnetic closure. It feels nice and substantial. Oh, this one's still got the little sleeve in there. And then there is a mirror and you've got the shades written on there. Sydney Grace shadows are also magnetized inside their palette, so I really like that about their palettes. And the Sydney Grace eyeshadow formulation is really beautiful. Their mattes are pigmented and they blend out super nice. The shimmer metallics got this beautiful foil to them. They have a really, really nice formulation, but I will say that it's the colors of them are more standard. Like, if you were to compare them to like the Sugar Drill shadows, these are more standard shadow colors, if you will. So hopefully you'll be able to see that in the swatches. But the foil on their metallics, oh, super, super foily and shiny. And again, lovely pigmentation. They have a really, really nice shadow formulation. You can see just how smooth even those mattes are in the swatches and how foily those metallics are. And then this next one. See that deep matte, how smooth that is? And last time I checked, these were in stock as well, currently, so. These next guys. It's like a smoky, slightly grungy palette. Ooh. And then these last three. And this is standalone for me as well because of those two light shimmers in there. They're light enough to highlight for me. Look at the pigmentation on those and just how smooth they look. Really lovely formulation from Sydney Grace. So that is their newest Be Mine eyeshadow palette. And again, this is the light version right here. So that's everything that I purchased. Now I got a couple PR packages to share with you guys today. And I got this one a little late, otherwise I would have showed it to you guys last week. And this is from Nomad Cosmetics, and this is their Whistler Snow Lodge palette. I love Nomad's eyeshadow palettes. There's something about their themes and their color stories and even the textures that they have in their palettes kind of fit their theming of whatever the palette is. And I get along with the formulation really, really well. I think that they make some super stunning palettes. So had they not sent this to me, I would have went ahead and purchased it. So I just wanted to show you how nice their packaging was that it came in. So it came in this like paper, and there's a little fox sticker that held it together. And when you order their palettes, they always have like a postcard style write up about the palette and the place that inspired them to do the palette. So this is what the Whistler one looks like. And then did I show you guys the box packaging? I think I did. So this is the outside box packaging. This one is Destination Whistler, British Columbia, Inspiration Snow Lodge. Again, I love their whole aesthetic, this brand. And then the inside of this palette too, they got rid of the plastic, and they also have like kind of a thin tissue paper in there, which I also like. So there are 15 eyeshadows that are 0.05 ounces or 1.5 grams each. So you're getting a pretty decent amount of product in there. And these are manufactured at Nomad Labs in China, is what it says on the back of the packaging right there. And then here is the front. I love everything about this palette. I love the majority of everything about all their palettes. If you guys watch my favorites video, their Haunted Europe palette, oh, that one just gives me all the feels. But this is actually the palette that I have from my crease upwards, and I think I've worn almost every single shade in this palette, and I love the looks that come out of here. This is a standalone for me as well. I would have used this shade right here and then this one on the inner corner and on the lid, and it would have turned out beautiful with these blues, but I wanted to kind of showcase those Sugar Drizzle products, so I use those on the lid as opposed to them other ones. But I have used those two shades, and oh, they're so pretty. You can get a warmish green look, you can get a blue look, you can get a red look. There's a lot of versatility in this, and the color story is just stunning. And the different tones of the mattes work out really well with each other. There is two light enough shimmers for me to highlight with, which is this one, which I have underneath the brow today, and then this guy here, which is a little bit of a duochrome. There is not a matte eyeshadow that I could highlight with, but I have been enjoying using those two underneath the brow anyway, so that's okay. But let me swatch them. Let me swatch them downwards, because they're kind of in a little bit of a color story going down. Well, I'll grab this one too. And there were little like characters embossed in some of the shades, which I've ruined because I've used this quite a few times already. Guys. And the greens, they're beautiful. Like, if you're like wanted to wear a green shadow without them being like overly done, these are just, they're just beautiful, beautiful green shadows. Yeah, so I've got these two shades in the crease in today's look, and that guy underneath the brow. This color here is stunning. It's like a sky blue, but there are pink shimmers in it. It's really, really pretty. And these last three, there's a fox with ski goggles on in that red one. Beautiful though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color story. I adore the Nomad Cosmetics palettes. I've purchased a ton from them, and I've gotten some of their stuff in PR, which I'm super appreciative of. So a huge thank you to them for sending this over. So that is the Nomad Whistler Snow Lodge eyeshadow palette right there. Just give you guys another view. Doesn't that like almost look like UV, that blue? It's beautiful. I also got a PR package from Bare Minerals, and they sent over their new Ageless Phyto AHA Radiance Facial. So it says, achieve glowing radiant skin in just 15 to 20 minutes with the new Ageless Phyto AHA Radiance Facial. And then there's an asterisk that says the AHA is a plant-based AHA alternative. So I have not tried this yet. I kind of got to ease into AHA products, so I probably will actually do like a patch test first. I can handle AHAs, but it just depends on like the percentages, and different formulations do different things. So this is their latest in their skincare range, so that's the card that they sent in there, and this came in like one of those reusable kind of silicone bags. I got one like this from M Cosmetics one time too, and they're like if you were to like travel with, this would be a good one to throw like liquid products in, and it's just easily to wipe down and stuff like that. But this is the bottle right here, and there's 1.7 fluid ounces in there. So it's made in the USA, and if it's something that I end up loving, you guys will definitely hear about it. So a huge thank you to Bare Minerals for sending that over. And then lastly, I got a package from Colourpop with their Smoothest Ever collection. So this has got 4 fruity eyeshadow palettes. There are actually 5, and one of them is exclusive to the Colourpop website, and I think the other 4 I've seen on the Ulta website. So one of them is an exclusive to Colourpop, and then there are 2 lip scrubs, 2 blushes, which I've got one of the blushes on my cheeks today, and then there are also 4 lip oils, which the Colourpop lip oils are something that I've got one in, like one of those products that you've got in like every pocket or somewhere because they're so easy to put on, and they're also like a lip oil that doesn't feel super slicky. They sit really well on the lips for a lip oil, and I do feel like they nourish my lips while they're on, so that's part of the reason why I have them kind of all over. I really do like that formulation, the lip oil formulation from Colourpop. But this is the card that came in the box, and then the packaging each pertains to a fruit. So this is the packaging for the quad. So I believe it's the mango one that is exclusive to the website, or is it the Star Fruity? It might be the Star Fruity one, but they each have the little different fruit on the packaging. And these have got 0.21 ounces of total product in the quad. So this is their like thicker acrylic style packaging here. So this first one is on the mango. There's 1 shimmer in there, which is this corner one, and then those 3 are mattes. It's like a bright summery kind of quad here. So there is on the mango. And then we've got Strawberry Sweet. This one's got 2 shimmers, which are these 2, and then 2 mattes. These first 2 definitely are not standalones for me. I would use them for pairing, just because of that good old hooded lid I like to push back. So that one is Strawberry Sweet. And then we've got Feelin' Coconutty. This one I can definitely use by itself. It's got 1 shimmer and then 3 matte shades. Kind of some cool tone neutral browns in here. So that one is Feelin' Coconutty. And then we've got Acai You Baby. This one's got 2 shimmers, one of their sequins, and then a matte shadow. This is a purple one. Lots of sparkles in that sequin shade, like multifaceted kind of sparkles. But that one is Acai You Baby. And then the last one is Star Fruity, which is the green one. You've got 1 shimmer, 1 sequin, and then 2 matte eyeshadows in this one. Try to fit them all on here. Gosh, that green like glows. So that one is Star Fruity right there. But those are the swatches for their new quads right there. And then there are 2 pressed powder blushes that have a total of 0.21 ounces of product in there. You've got Swirled, which is the lighter one, and Toffee Cake, which is the deeper one. And I have got Swirled as a blush on my cheeks today, and it's a really pretty pink shade. So this one's got like grapefruits on it, and it's the cardboard style packaging. And it was super easy to use. I really liked this one on the cheeks. It's a warm, yeah, definitely got a warmer undertone to it. Very, very smooth. So that one there is swirled, and the other one is quite a bit deeper, and this one's got pomegranates on it, and this one is called Toffee Cake right here. And I can make this one work, but I have to use a really fluffy brush, like something that isn't super dense because it's quite pigmented. So that one is Toffee Cake right there. So blended out with a fluffy brush, that's kind of what it looks like on me, with a little bit of a sheen to it in this one. This one is a matte. This one's got a bit of a sheen. And it looks really pretty with that fluffier brush on my more light skin tone. So again, that one is Toffee Cake. And then there are two Lippy Scrubs, the Coco Loco, which has a very faint coconut scent to it. And then the other one, which I just love the smell of this, is called By the Bushel. And this one smells, oh gosh, it smells like candy, but like fruity candy, like strawberry candy or something. I love the smell of this one. The other one smells really good too, but it's a little bit more faint than this one. But that one is the By the Bushel Lippy Scrub right there, and it's got a really nice fruity scent to it. And then lastly in the collection are the 4 lip oils. This is what the box packaging looks like. And these all look, well, 3 of them look quite bright in the tubes here, and then one's a little bit more neutral. And these do have pigmentation to them, but they're more sheer pigmentation. Like they'll give the look a juicy kind of just bitten hint of color, if that makes sense, but they're also really easy to throw on. So this first one is the nude one in Playa Vista. Right here. Oh, these kitties are being naughty again today. So that one's Playa Vista, so you can see the tint, but you can also, you know, shear it down. And then we have got the shade Cosmic Click, which looks like a bright fuchsia. And this really gives a kind of just bitten lip look when you use it. Just a hint of fuchsia in there. So that one is Cosmic Click. And then this is probably my favorite shade. I love all of the lip oils, but I really like this particular color. This is Hot Spark. It's like a tangerine shade. Right there. So that's Hot Spark. We get a little more. There wasn't that much on there. And then the last one is kind of a berry pink color, and it's called Hey, H-E-Y-Y. So that one is the shade Hey right there. And a huge thank you to Colourpop, as always, for sending over those products. I love me some Colourpop. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.